Yo, what's good, y'all? Today we're gonna be making like a cinematic trap hip hop song that you would hear in a movie or some, and also something like a Travis Scott vibe. So let's get right into it. Alright, we're in FL Studio right now, and as always, I've already made the beat and I'm gonna go over what I did and stuff. So let me start with this violin like thing here, which is this preset in expand, legato tremolo mod wheel, and it plays this. I think this has halftime in it though. So these are the root notes that are being played, and this is kind of like a chord arpeggiated, something like that. But to do this, I just go on the sampler, put the scale. It's in D sharp. So you go here, and then you just put down some chords in the beginning. So what I did was, we'll put down this D sharp, and then F, and then A sharp for this part right here, which is this, but just arpeggiated. And here we have the B going up an octave, so that from a D sharp minor it becomes a B major, and then comes back to a minor again. And then here we have this weird chord-like thing here, which is basically just a D sharp and then an F sharp and then a G sharp, which has a lot of suspense in it since these notes are so together. And here we just have a D sharp and an F sharp, and here we have another weird thing like this, which also creates a lot of like tension in the song. So yeah, this is it. Throughout the whole song, D sharp and F sharp usually play, and it's the bottom notes that change, as you can see. And here we have the bass notes, the root notes of these chord-like things. So yeah, then we have this other part of this, which is just one octave higher, not one octave lower. Yeah. So this is one octave higher than this one. Oh, yeah, nothing much to talk about that. And then we have these strings here, which to get these, I think I don't remember what I did. I just played around with it, just thought what would sound nice, and basically, so I came up with this. As you can hear, it has a lot of like suspense moments where like here is a huge build up, I guess. You can say that, and also here is kind of like the fade away. And these long notes being played for a long time give it that atmospheric ambient feeling that, well, we want in the song. So, and you can see how these notes like play when each other are playing, and also the same notes are played an octave higher after a while, so that it's building up even more. And the thing with these kinds of beats is you want to build up and then release, whereas in normal trap beats you don't really have to do that. In these ones it's essential that you do that. So then we have this violin right here. Well, the other one was not this preset right here, solo violin, and now this one is this preset right here, and it plays this. So what I utilized here is, if you put a scale down, like a minor scale in D sharp for example, you're gonna have these two notes together sometimes, right? And these two notes are very, when played after each other, they create a very dark and evil vibe. So this part plays when the beat drops and after a while, so I wanted to get that feeling. So what you can do is just use these notes and also these, I don't know what to call these, black notes, not these white ones. These black notes also have a lot of tension or evilness in them, whereas, and these two combined and also these two aren't, like, we're in a minor scale, so it's supposed to be sad, but these two make it kind of dark and sad, which you can utilize to give that effect. And then finally we have this melody violin, which plays this. Which is quite sad compared to other ones, but it also creates a sense of loneliness and this sense of atmosphere that I thought would fit quite well with this song. So yeah, that's all the melodies we have. Now let's get to the snare. So for the snare, I layered 4 different sounds. So this, and they all sound like this. Then we have these hi-hats, which are pretty crazy. So with this one, I usually go pretty basic, but in this beat I went for a complex drum pattern since it's pretty epic. So we have this pattern. And then we have this side hat pattern, which is only this. It's also panned, as you can see here. And then finally we have these main hi-hats, which are just Phillies 2-step, basically. And yeah, that's all the hi-hat patterns. There are these pairs, which let me go through them. First we have this bongo, and then also this rim. Pretty simple per pattern that's very in the background, especially those rims. And then we have these kicks. And these have their velocity quite high, so that, and it's also sidechained to the 808 and the sub bass. So we have these 808s. We have envelope on so that it cuts out when I want it to in these parts right here, which I quite liked in this. So then we have this intro bass, which is intro sub bass, which is just the chord root notes being played. And then finally we have these sub bass, which play when the 808 goes out. And I think that's pretty much it. So we have a lot of automations here. The main melody has 2 half times on it. This 1 bar and then this one's a half bar. And basically this is for the 1 bar. Basically this one. And then, oh, hold up. This one's for the half bar. So here it gets even more suspenseful in the beginning, because the arp slows down basically. And also we have this drum loop, which I automated the volume of so that towards the end it gets louder. This is my tag, don't worry about it. We have this open hi-hat that does this basically. So as you can hear, it's quite a atmospheric intro. And after this intro, I just took out these long strings, just added them to the end. All the half times go away so that it becomes a lot more it has a lot of more movement in it. We have this crash right here, and then everything comes in except for the main hats and then the sub bass, because we have the 808s, and it sounds something like this. And then I have the main hats come in, but one of these hats go out to basically just create a lot of movement in the song so that it doesn't get it boring, because with these songs you want to keep the listener's attention as much as possible. We have this delayed drop right here. And also I move around with the octaves of the arpeggiated violin to give it even more sense of movement. And here we have this change up to the sub bass. Here I also have this other delayed drop. And here I just took out all of the, oops, sorry about that. I just took out all of the bass so that it sounds like this. Well, we have the bass in here, but other than that, no sub bass or 808. And after this, the accented violin comes in, which I told you about when I first started reviewing the instruments. We also have this other delayed drop here, which sounds like this. And then finally towards the end we have this, which I'm gonna play out and then I'll end the video. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you all want to see anything, please comment down below whatever it is, and I'll see you on the next one.